band. We were getting ready to go out on tour, and the executive producer of the movie, Cohen Marcelino, was there. And he was also looking, to rent the space out to work on songs from the movie. That's how we met. We just got to know each other, and he pulled me aside one day and he said, "I don't know if you can act, but if you can, I want to cast you in this movie." So that's how I got the role.
That's fantastic. That's great. So you didn't have like a regular audition for this film?
No. There was an audition they set up in Nashville. It was a 12-hour audition, basically, and a whole set with other actors and actresses. And he just wanted to see if I could pull it off on camera, how I looked on camera and everything. So
right.
I did it, and I passed, I guess, the test. So
yeah, no, now. Are you supposed to be Elvis? I mean, it's not supposed to be Elvis at all, but you really look like him.
There's probably some things that are taken from the real life story of Elvis and how he was born and when and whatnot.
Yes.
But the character in the movie, Drexel Hemsley, is really just it's like an amalgamation of every rock star from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So you'll see bits and pieces of Elvis Presley, but also Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison and the Beatles and Jerry Lee Lewis and whatnot all thrown in. I can tell you, from my perspective, having to work with a choreographer and learn to dance like James Brown. So
right.
It's definitely not all about Elvis.
That's great. Well, do you? I mean, I can see from the video and the film that you're a great dancer. You picked it up very quickly.
I don't know that I'm a great dancer. That was one of the challenging things. And ironically enough, too, 2 days before we started shooting, I was running, and it was fall. And we started shooting into September, and there were some leaves on the ground, and I stepped on a walnut underneath the leaves and turned my ankle.
Oh no!
So I had like a really bad sprained ankle, and they had some people from the Tennessee Titans medical staff and like do a sports wrap on my ankle to be able to dance. But all those scenes where I was dancing,
you had that ankle pain. Wow!
When I wasn't dancing, I was limping.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Well, you couldn't tell at all. I mean, you just looked like you were the coolest, dancer around. Then recently I saw you did like a promotion for the film with a race car driver. And what's the name of that guy, the man you did it with?
Well, there's a couple race car drivers in the video, but it's with Venturini Motorsports. They run in the ARCA series, the Nationwide series, and the Truck series, the NASCAR circuit. And 3 drivers, John West Townley, Justin Boston, and Brendan Poole were in the video. And we just had fun with it. Of course, John West Townley's sponsor is Zaxby's.
Right.
And Zaxby's has come on board as well to help promote the movie in the restaurants.
That's great. Yeah, that was interesting. But I mean, did you really drive the car?
Of course.
You did? No. Was that?
I wish so bad.
It looked like it was you in the car, and you were going so fast.
It's the magic of movies, right?
That's incredible.
Yeah, they actually put me in a car interior that they used in Days of Thunder, actually.
Oh.
And it's bolted down onto a trailer. And that trailer's attached to a truck.
Really?
And the truck drives around, and there's cameras, and they're on the trailer shooting inside the car as you're driving. So I just pretended like I was driving.
Wow. Well, it looked real.
But I did drive the motorcycle.
Okay. Well, that was very cool when you were coming in, like, to meet them.
I want that motorcycle. It's awesome.
Yes? Well, maybe you'll get one someday.
Maybe.
Well, it's dangerous, though.
Danger's my middle name.
Danger's your middle name? Is that why you played this role? Well, this guy, though, is pretty sweet. I mean, he's not, like, a bad character at all.
No, it's one of those things. I think that Ryan Wade is a good person at heart. Obviously, he was brought up by a preacher and his wife, and, he had good values instilled in him.
Right.
That makes it even tougher sometimes to stand up against your parents or the world, whatever. Everyone's telling you, no, you can't do something, but you know in your heart that you want to do it. It makes it even harder being a nice guy. And you can see, I think, a lot of the introspective stuff that goes on, where you might not hear what he's saying, but you can tell what he's thinking.
Right.
Well, it's a tough place to be in.
Right. Well, your character goes after his calling to become a singer, and his brother, who was a twin, that was separated at birth, is like an Elvis star kind of big celebrity guy, and you know are really torn and love his music. It was really very interesting how it was.
Yeah, there's a whole concept of nature versus nurture that comes into play here, and it's an amazing thing. Twins that have been separated at birth, identical twins, they still have a connection, and science can't explain it, but it's there. So there is that connection between the two of them, even though both of them don't know that the other one exists.
Right.
So
right.
It's very interesting.
It was very interesting. I almost was rooting that they would meet, like in that scene where, I don't want to give any spoilers to people out there who haven't seen the film, but that scene where you're actually in a contest and he's the judge, the brother, that was fantastic. I love that. And you played both roles.
That was a fun scene to shoot. They did an amazing job.
And they make him look so different from you, like with even though it's you both times, you can't really tell because he has a big beard, right? He had a bandana around his head.
In that scene, the only difference is he's wearing a hat and sunglasses.
Sunglasses? That's it? Really?
Yeah, hat and sunglasses. So, but there was a lot of things that we worked on as far as just even body language. You don't get to know Drexel Hemsley outside of his music too much in this film.
Right.
So what little you do see of him, we wanted to make sure that there was a different way of kind of comporting himself and the way he carried himself. And of course, that all comes from a different upbringing and different life experience.
Right. That's true. Well, it's a great. Your performance is incredible in it. You just and actually seeing your Elvis impersonations, you're giving that up now, and you changed your name from Ryan Pelton to Blake Rayne.
That's my screen name. I really enjoy the acting, and I want to continue to do it. And it was one of those things where. If everyone was to just look up Ryan Pelton, they would see Elvis and automatically assume that that's all you were.
Oh, no.
So I made the choice to have a screen name, and I mean a lot of people do it, just because I'd like to continue to act moving forward.
That's great. What do you think? What's next for you?
There's a couple things we're talking about right now. I'm very excited about.
Yes?
Can't really get into
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Is it singing? No.
Just
acting? Oh, fantastic.
But I am working on some original music right now. We're hoping to have an album out next year.
What?
We're hoping to have an album out next year, like Rayne.
Oh, really? What kind of music are you going to be singing on that? Can you tell?
My style music. It's rock and roll.
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite song that you sing? You probably have a lot of things that you like to sing.
Yeah, I've got a lot of music, but that I have written and that I have pulled from. Like I guess the style of music would be similar to maybe today's maybe indie rock or alternative rock, Kings of Leon, Coldplay. But there's a mixture of, even like Chris Isaac in there. So.
Oh, that's great.
We're a rock and roll band, but we have a fiddle, so I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's great. Wow. So when can people get that?
Well, hopefully next year sometime. I don't have any dates right now.
Oh, great.
We're already working on it. So.
Are you going to put it on your website?
Oh, it'll be everywhere.
Okay, fantastic. Great. Well, have you ever thought, someone made a comment that you should be on Dancing with the Stars. Would you ever want to do that?
Oh, I don't know. It would be fun because of the challenge,
Is your ankle all healed now?
It is. I just don't know that I'm a real good dancer.
Really? Well, you could become an even better dancer with the training, because you in that Fever video when you do those little gyrations, it was extremely seductive. I'm sure you're going to become a huge movie star from this film.
Whatever happens is meant to be, and I'm just open to whatever comes next.
Right. Well, that's great. So people have to come see you in September 5th, which is just this Friday coming up.
This Friday, yeah. Theaters everywhere.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.